Damien Cox here at Tim Sid. It's a tough week for the Leafs here, Damien. It's Islanders tomorrow night. It's the Sens on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey Wednesday, apropos, and then the Bruins on Saturday. How do you see this week playing out?
First of all, I think every week's a tough week for the Leafs, the way they're set up. In my experience in the past is it's sort of like, everybody, that something happens in one game and then teams are going to play again. Everybody goes, oh, there's going to be a big deal. And then another happens. Every time you get a week that looks up to be like a huge week, it's my experience they tend to, get a couple of points here or there. That said, they're not playing great hockey. I mean, they're just not. And if you're somebody out there who's on the Randy Carlyle watch, this is probably one of the weeks to watch, because if they can't start playing at a more consistently high level at every part of their game. I mean, weirdly, the only thing that's working for them is penalty killing. And other than that, it's a lot of a little bit of here and there. So could they go in and lose 3 this week? Sure they could, but I think they're a better team than they've shown. I really do. I don't think they're a great team, or I'm not even sure they're a good team, but they're better than what they've shown, and certainly better than what they showed over the weekend against the Detroit Red Wings.
Let me ask you a question about Randy Carlyle, because you mentioned the Carlyle watch and how some people are out on the Carlyle watch. If you think that he could get 1 or 2 things through to his team that he had been unable to do so far, like, what do you think he would say to these guys to save his job?
Wow. I think you saw probably on Saturday a more consistent sort of, to me, it was attitudinal. 2 years ago, these guys played as though they were pissed off at the world, right? And they went into places. They made life hard for other teams. They just were no fun to play against. Then that just sort of evaporated. You can get a long way in this league by just being annoying. And I think I think you saw a little bit of it on Saturday, a little bit of spite. You kind of have to play that way, because they're not going to outskill anybody, although they've got enough to score enough goals, although we didn't see last weekend. But they're going to have to play. Look at what Calgary, how they play the game. Look at, and even Ottawa, what they're doing. The pesky Sens, the pesky Flames. No one ever calls them the pesky Leafs. I think if they were to become that, maybe that would be, if I was Carlyle, what you would hope to get more out of your guys.